What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Locked On Sharks, the premier hockey podcast covering your favorite team in the Bay Area. My voice is back 90%. JD, it doesn't sound super great, but it's still back-ish. JD is in the daytime studio when we record. We're recording this a little earlier than usual, but we don't want to preview the Oilers.
No, they don't play anybody tonight, so.
Right, that's tomorrow. We also don't want to preview the Oilers.
And they play the Coyotes.
We also don't want to preview the Coyotes. So instead of previewing the Coyotes, tomorrow we're going to have a draft profile. But for today, we're going to dig into the younger guys, but we're not going to do a deep dive. We'll do that once their seasons are done. We're going to go over the kind of a little inside baseball here, their contracts and whether we think they're going to be coming over, they have to come over, and kind of do a little look at where all of these prospects land in terms of administration almost. So you'll know how many points they have, but we're not going to do a deep dive on what they did this season. We'll do that in the summertime. This is purely contracts and what's going to happen next year.
You're Locked On Sharks, your daily podcast on the San Jose Sharks. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
I'm your host, Kyle Demetrius. Back with me as always is co-host JD. The lasagna to my cannelloni.
All right.
I don't know.
Steph is making meatballs right now. So.
Ooh,
yes.
Nice. Are you a Seinfeld guy?
Not really.
Oh, because when they're making pasta or they're making meatballs or whatever, sausages, I think, in the house. Anyway, what were you gonna say about Steph?
Yeah, it's raining. It's one of the last rainy days of the year, and Steph's making meatballs and spaghetti. So
it's usually pho or ramen day when it rains. It's always nice.
Yep.
I could mess up some pho right now. I don't want pho. Maybe I'll get that.
Yes.
I'll
just send you a video of it raining to make here, so that way you'll
send me a picture of the meatballs. I love getting pictures of balls.
We know.
It has been said. My girlfriend is back in 9 days.
Yes.
No, 12 days. I can't count. Very excited. Also, I'm going to Sharks Canucks on April 9th.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm sitting like 5 rows from the ice. I will be drunk in a Sharks jersey. And so will my best friend. He's not a Sharks fan. He's just coming to support the cause. He also refers to the Canucks as the Whales, because their logo is a whale. He's not a sports guy.
I think we're going to the Sharks Blackhawks game on April 23rd for my birthday. So I think, yeah. So nice. Yeah. Gonna be good times. Anyway, contracts.
There's a fire truck going by.
I
was really hoping JD would pick up on this, but he did not.
Nope.
Blackhawks, Sharks, the
23rd. So yeah,
there's a lot going on out here.
Yes.
Can you hear the fire trucks?
I can. So I think that's the plan, is to hopefully go to the Sharks Blackhawks game on April 23rd. So yeah, try to squeeze in one.
That's the day Bianca leaves. You won't be hearing from me.
It's a Saturday, so
I will be sad.
Yes.
And then we can break down Sharks Blackhawks in person afterwards.
Yep.
Okay, contracts. What we're going to do is we just pulled up the elite prospects in the system and we sorted by league. So we're just going to go league by league and kind of talk about what's going on with our friends out in the diaspora of the Sharks universe. So we're starting with the WHL because it's going in reverse order. I don't want to make it go in the other order.
Yeah.
Honestly, might be the best non-William Eklund prospect. We're starting with Tristan Robbins. He's got 74 points in 59 games. Does he have a contract?
He does. So he has signed a contract. He is 3 years left and is entry level slide. So yeah, we don't have to worry about Tristan Robbins anytime soon.
He is also 20.
Mm-hmm.
So long as far as we understand it, I'm pretty sure if we get this one little detail wrong, we're sorry, but I'm pretty confident that so long as you don't turn 21 before the season starts, so it'd be like September, October range, you're eligible to go back and play. Granted, WHL or CHL teams are only allowed to have 3 overagers on their team per rules. So he would take up one of those spots. But because he turns 21 in November,
Yes.
we're 99% sure that he's eligible to go back to the CHL. Now, should he is the bigger question.
I don't think so. I think unless he wants to. I mean, I'm not sure what the Saskatoon Blades. I mean, they're in the playoffs this year, but I don't know if they're going to potentially win it. Unless he wants to go back and try to win a CHL championship next year.
The Memorial Cup.
Yeah, Memorial Cup. Thank you. I think he's proven basically everything he can prove in the CHL, and he's probably ready to kind of make the jump. So.
Yeah, I don't think there's any reason for him to go back to the CHL at this point. He's got 74 points in 59 games, which is split kind of nicely. 32 goals, 42 assists. He's been balling out. Like at some point, you got to start playing against dudes. And since he's already 20,
yep.
Once you turn 20, you're allowed to go play in the AHL, or if you've played 4 CHL seasons. So like, for instance, Connor Bedard, who got to play as like a 15-year-old, he'll have 15, 16, 17, 18. He'll be able to go right away to the AHL if he wants to. He's obviously going to go to the NHL, but that's how it kind of works. Since he's already 20, there's no point in sending him back. It's not like he needs to work on something.
No.
So,
yeah.
Tristan Robbins on the CUDA.
Yep.
Probably a long shot to make the Sharks.
Probably. I think he needs some more. He'll probably need some seasoning but yeah.
Play against men because he's not very tall, I don't think either.
He's not a bit. Yeah, he's not the biggest of boys. So
yeah. Yep. So Tristan Robbins, chalk one up for the CUDA next year.
Mm-hmm.
Moving right along to best friend of the podcast and noted surprise, Gannon Larocque. He plays for Victoria Royals right now. He's got 51 points in 60 games out of nowhere. Only 9 goals, but 42 assists. Does he have a contract?
He does not. So I wouldn't be surprised maybe if this off season the Sharks give him a contract, but he's 100% going back to play next year with the Victoria Royals and continue to develop, especially with defensemen where they kind of take longer to develop. And he's noted big boy. Yeah, so he'll be back next year. So
I don't know how. I'm not quite well versed enough on how the 50 player limit works, because I think if you have it there, you have Cap Friendly open. Like who is a 50 player contracted? Because Robins.
No, players exempt. Robins and Gushchin and all those guys. So
okay, so he probably, but like I know Coe is not exempt, for instance.
Yeah, because
I don't quite know how that works.
Yeah,
unsure. So if Larocque would count against the 50-man roster, like the cap, they're probably not going to sign him because you have another year to do it.
Yep,
and they can sign him afterwards. It's just going to be with Larocque. It's going to be a numbers game, like an order of a bedmass, or what do you Americans call it? PEMDAS?
Sure.
Whatever the math thing is you guys call it.
Yeah.
You have 2 children. They should be learning this.
Not yet. They're not there yet. So
isn't one of them like 8?
Yeah, but they haven't gotten order up. They're still just doing like multiplication and like they haven't. Yeah, they're just doing simple math. They haven't gotten to that yet. So
bro, they should start them earlier.
I think let's handle the basics first. So
I got the basics down.
Yeah,
skip algebra on the back end to get the basics in there loader. Nobody needs to know how to calculate the right angle of a triangle.
They haven't got
whatever the hell it is.
We're just working on
solve for X. I've never solved for X in my entire life. So he's going back to the WHL. There's no shot. He's coming back. Okay, the last WHL guy. Scouts love him still. Very underwhelming on this card. Ozzy Wiesblatt, Prince Albert Raiders, who do suck. 43 games played, only 41 points, 10 goals, 31 assists. He has a contract?
He does have a contract. It doesn't account towards their 50 contract limit, and he's entry level slide candidate as well. So
now, how old is Ozzy?
Ozzy is also 20. He just turned 20, so I could maybe see him staying in the WHL one more year to kind of, especially since this year was kind of tough. But it might be another thing too, where if the Prince Albert Raiders are just bad, where it's like how much more development can you get if your team's just bad type of thing. So
yeah,
he's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, he's the one out of the WHL guys where I'm like, well,
I can see both ways.
Go dominate. He's never dominated, so go dominate. But at the same time, he looked all right with the development game and the prospects game, and then when he played with the CUDA because of COVID, he didn't look like super out of place because he's got that NHL style game where he crashes bodies. He's a little bit bigger. He can move around. So I always think that you should go to the AHL faster than you should go back. He hasn't dominated is the only thing that I'm a little worried about, is that he's not absolutely lighting it up. Like if he had a similar season to Tristan Robbins, I'd be like, okay, bring him over. But I could see where they maybe like go back and dominate, kid. Ask for a trade, get traded to a contender or something like that.
He was potentially like on the market to get traded at the deadline to a contender, but yeah, I guess they did not pull the trigger on that. So
something I don't think you can bet on is his minor league trades. But if you could, the place to go is betonline.net. And college basketball, March Madness, it's coming down to the end. Elite Eight, Final Four, finals on Monday, Tuesday, whenever it is, they're happening. You can still get your bet in. I just placed 2 bets today on the Masters. I picked Cam Smith to win at plus 1,600, and then I put a couple more units on Brooks Koepka at plus 1,800 to win. Just making some money. I don't need to bet on John Rahm at like plus 200. That's not fun. Let's bet on random dudes that maybe have a chance. BetOnline.net is your number one source for all your betting needs and sports info. From all the latest odds, contests, and player props, you name it, they got it. BetOnline remains the best spot for all your latest sports developments, including podcasts, except for this one, and reviews for all the leagues this season. And like I said, not just basketball, not just golf, has all your sporting wagering information needs, and it includes live betting. Maybe you can, the T20 Cricket World Cup is in October. Maybe you can do some live betting on like India versus Pakistan. Just dive right in there. They also have your favorite Vegas casino games. So head to the website today or use your mobile device to learn more about the trends and action. Bet online, where the game starts. All right, moving right along from the WHL to a thing called the VHL, which I think is like the KHL's AHL. It's one of those situations. We have Yegor Spiridonov. He plays for Yuzhny Ural Orsk. There's a lot of words that I don't know anything means.
Yes.
He's got 3 points in 23 games. Huzzah. Does he have a contract?
Negative Ghost Rider. No contract. Will he get one? Probably not at that rate. So
he's part of the fabled is he part of the 2020 class or is he the 2019 class?
He is
the Berkeley class.
He is part of the 2019 class. So 4th round pick. So
he's the one that can't skate.
Yep.
If they are allowed, I honestly don't really see him getting signed unless they have to and they're forced their hand. But they would obviously have the development more.
Mm-hmm.
We can dig around to some of our Russian contacts and see. But unless his development has gone really well and there's some reason why he only has 3 points, I just see them pushing this out until the very last point that you have to sign him. Like, remember this summer when they signed Carlos Kuskis?
Yeah.
Who was like 5 years out from his draft, but they signed him right at the end. I could see a similar situation like that.
Yep.
I don't see the need to sign Spiridonov. There's lots of Spiridonovs.
Yes.
All right. Going to the SHL. Linus Öberg of Arebro HK. He's got 26 points in 52 games. Skews goals, 17 goals, 9 assists. Does he have a contract?
He does not have a contract yet.
How old is Linus?
Linus, I believe he's part of the 2020 class, if I remember. I think he was an overager too. So he's 21. Yeah, he was part of the 2020, one of the 7th round picks. I've heard, kind of not heard, but like
Mr.
I remember
over here.
I remember reading where he might be a surprise guy to jump over sooner rather than later, just because of he kind of plays that bottom 6 type of game. So
like a Raska.
Like a Raska type of guy. Yep. So, I would not be surprised if he is over on the CUDA next year. So, where they could just let him develop some more.
And I think with him too, you could sign him to like an AHL deal.
Yep.
And let him chill. Not exactly burning it down, but and the problem is that they have like the Veals and the Gadjeviches and stuff. So I just don't know.
Yeah.
So he's better than some of these guys that we're going to talk about, but he's not somebody you're going to lose sleep over to lose.
Yep.
Moving on, Tony Sund, Finnish defenseman. He plays for Rögle BK. He's got 16 points in 45 games. He's also an old man.
He's 26 and does not have a contract.
The only reason he's on here is because he didn't make the Sharks and he said, "Can I go back?" And they're like, "Okay, that's fine." And they basically just have his rights.
Yep.
So that way, if he's ever like, I want to come back to the NHL, San Jose could be like, okay, we'll trade you. Say Pittsburgh is like, we want to sign Tony Sun. They could trade him like a 7th or something like that. It's just
future consideration.
Yeah, it's just a loophole game with Tony Sun. He's never coming back, by the way. The apple of our eye. E5.
Yes.
U Gardens IF.
Yes.
Who suck. Major donkey balls.
They've already get relegated here soon. So
yes. His season's coming to an end soon, and we're going to have Mikael Holm back on to talk William Eklund. Not only because Mikael is a great Swedish scout, it's also his boyhood team is U Gardens. He's a legitimate U Garden fan, so he knows him quite well.
Yeah,
he also knows William Eklund personally.
Yeah, so we're gonna dive into Eklund and U Gardens and what happened this year. So
yeah, he has a contract. He's got 14 points. He's got a goal.
He got a goal
in 29 games.
Yeah, he's got a contract. He'll be back next year. So
yeah, I don't think we need to talk too much about E5. He's coming back. There's a lone QMJHL Ranger on here. You have Jenny Kashnikov, who he plays for Gatineau Olympique. He's got 27 points in 47 games, but I feel like he's been on fire recently.
He has 11 goals too, which is crazy for a defenseman.
He's listed as a defenseman / forward on Elite Prospects.
Yeah, he plays their third period defense. And yeah,
he plays forward for 2 periods.
Huh?
He plays forward for 2 periods and then plays defense in the third.
No, he's played their third pair defense. Like he's their third, like he's on the third pair.
Yeah,
defense.
But why is he slash?
I don't know why. He's been playing defense. He's got 11 goals. So good for him. Yeah. I think he does not have he does not have a contract. I think they let him continue to simmer over there. So yeah.
Yeah, and he was a 7th round pick. I think he might have been their last pick of that draft, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
because I remember getting a message from Will Scouch, and Will Scouch said, I have no idea who this person is. Will had heard of Gannon Larocque, but he was like, I have no idea who Kashnikov is. And then also when they drafted him, I'm pretty sure there was no picture on TV. It was just like nothing.
Yeah.
It was like,
he wasn't their last. He was 199. But yeah, 19.
Who was the last one?
Was it? Oh, I forget which one it was. So he's big boy, 6'6", 203. Woo! Kyle approves. So yeah.
I don't want Fear the Finn. Hold on, get out of here. San Jose draft history.
I want to say it was Theo. Was it Theo Jacobson?
Yeah, no. If Jenny Kashnikov was the last pick of 2021, okay. Theo Jacobson was 177. In round 6, and then you have Jenny Kashnikov was round 7. The problem is that in 2020 they had 4 7-round picks, and sometimes we get confused.
Yeah, there's too many 7-round picks.
Please
they have 3, I think, this year too. So it's fun.
Too many 7-round picks. He's gonna marinate. How old is Kashnikov?
He's only 19, so
he'll go back. No harm, no foul. But the thing about Gatineau, hard on the cars.
Definitely hard on the cars.
I guess. I don't know. That East Coast winter with the salt and stuff like that, your car actually depreciates faster if it's from the East Coast, not the West Coast. Fun fact.
Gotcha. So if our boy, if he needs new parts for his car to get around, he needs to check out our friends over at rockauto.com. With the ever-increasing numbers of makes and models, it's impossible for your local auto chain store to stock all the parts you need. Why endure all the often pointless and seemingly intimidating questions? What type of car do you have? Does your car have this trim, et cetera, et cetera? Does it go vroom, vroom? And then you wait for the person behind the counter to look at all the parts on their computers, choosing only the brands that their warehouse happens to carry. You have computers with access to rockauto.com at home and in your pocket. RockAuto.com saves you time and money because you can go online and just look for all the parts that they have, and then it'll help you out because you can just put what type of car you have and it lists them all there. It's got everything you need from brake parts, tail lamps, motor oil, even new carpet. Friend of the show got wiper blades on there for $5. Like, that's insane. You go to like Target or another store and they're like $20 for the same thing. So go over to their easy-to-use website today to find the solution to all your auto parts needs. Go to rockauto.com, see all the parts available for your car, truck, right locked on in their How'd You Hear About Us box. That way they know that we sent you. Amazing selection, reliable low prices, all the parts your car will ever need. rockauto.com.
Neat. Moving
That
on.
was the OHL. Here's all the
Lots
boys
of dudes in the OHL. Brandon Coe, North Bay Battalion, absolutely dominating his 91 points in 57 games, 32 goals, 59 assists. Just an absolute unit this year. Does he have a contract?
He does have a contract. He is part of the 50 contract. I wonder if it's because he played so many games with the Barracuda last year.
Potentially.
Yeah.
He's also 20.
Yes.
When is his birthday?
His birthday. Let's see. It's being slow pulling it up. And it's crashing on me. Hooray. Brandon Coe's birthday is December 1st. So
technically he can go back.
He can go back. I know North Bay does have a really stacked team this year. So with some of the older gentlemen. So
there's no shot they're sending him back.
No, he's too good. He's dominating. He's like just dominating these small children. He needs to go play in the AHL next year. So.
Yeah, he's like 6'4".
He's a big boy. He
needs to play against men, and I think he did okay with the AHL last year. That's the thing, is that he's big and can use his body, and so he's not going to get demolished by the 34-year-olds who want to just end people's careers because they're bitter.
Yeah,
he can hang with himself. Outside shot, he makes the Sharks.
I think he could be a sneaky guy if he has a good camp, where we could be talking about Brandon Coe as that. So I'm not gonna say that he will, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's on the Sharks opening night next year.
Do a lot to frame, and also that he's balling. Daniil Gushchin, Niagara Ice Dogs, 65 points in 43 games. He's got 36 goals.
36 goals. He has a contract as well.
Also 5 suspensions.
5, yeah.
Whatever.
He's been hurt. He's been hurt a lot too. So he does have a contract. He's part of the 50. He's exempt as well, so he can slide, all that fun stuff. So he is also, when's his birthday? Oh my gosh, Elite Prospects, you're trying to crash on me right now.
God, get some internet, bro.
I know.
He's currently 20. His birthday's February 6th, 2002. So he can go back. I don't think he should go back, just on the basis that he's clearly very skilled and very sick, and he should just go to the CUDA and see if he can hack it against the men, because he's also a small.
Yeah. He's just too good. I mean, I could see them going back, let him marinate again, but that shot of his is just ridiculous, dude. Like, that is a NHL caliber shot already. So yeah,
he's I think you get that skill into the lineup faster rather than slower.
Yep.
Ethan Cardwell, Barrie Colts, started off really slow this season, but now he has 50 points in 41 games. He's been on a tear.
Did have a 15-game suspension as well.
Also had a 15-game suspension. That's why he's only played 41 games.
Yeah, does not have a contract. I would not be. I think he will be getting a contract this summer and heading over to the Sharks, because he was an overager when he got drafted.
He's only 19.
But he turns 20 at the end of August here.
So he can go back.
He could go back. We'll see. We'll see.
Very much in the middle. I think he'll probably go back.
Mm-hmm.
Just with the way that how many guys we think are going to come over in Coe, Gushchin, Robins, a couple guys we're going to talk about going forward. I think there's a lot of guys that will be coming over at the same time. So it may not be the worst thing to just stash Ethan Cardwell in the OHL again.
Yeah, for one more season.
But very good candidate to just make the CUDA.
Yep. Yeah, and he can does a little bit of everything. He can score. He had a hat trick the other night. So yeah.
He's not the biggest guy, but hey, sometimes it works.
Yep.
Liam Gilmartin, London Knights, 33 points, 49 games.
Yeah, does not have a contract. He's also part of the last year's draft class, so he's going to be in the OHL next year.
100%. And his running mate, Max McHugh, also with London, has 33 points in 56 games.
Same situation.
Doesn't have a contract. Same. They're both going back to London. London's like a pro-style organization. I think there's 0% chance either of those guys.
Yeah, especially next year, they'll be big for them, because a lot of those guys, like a lot of the London guys, are going to be leaving too. Like some of their top guys, like who's on there? Luke Evangelicus or whatever his name is. Evangelista, the Preds guy. He's probably gone. Like he'll be gone. He's really good. Antonio Strangers, same thing. Like the Stars guy. Like those guys will both be gone. So this will be kind of like they're going to be the next like in line to kind of dominate and kind of be the first running guys, So, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Logan Mayhew's on this team. Oh, Brett Brochu's on this team. Nice. Yeah, but there's no shot that they're coming.
No. You stay.
Artem Guriev, defenseman from the Peterborough Petes, has 8 points in 32 games. I know nothing about Guriev.
I think he broke his hand or something like that beginning of the season.
Oh, so right. Yes.
Really slow start. Does not have a contract. So, yeah.
Will not be getting a contract.
Not yet.
Right now. Nope. He'll be back in Peterborough as long as he's like 19.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we're good there. NCAA. Tommy Bordeleau, a quick 36 and 36, but he's also not exactly the focal point of the team.
No.
They are absolutely stacked at the University of Michigan. They have Powers, Kent Johnson, various Hughes brothers. Matt Beniers is on this team. Owen Powers on this team. Like, they're stacked. So Brendan Bresson's on this team. I think John Beecher's on this team. Bordeleau plays on the second line. He's the second line center. He does play on the top power play, I believe, right?
Top power play. It was very interesting watching the I mean, it was one game, but like at the end of the game when they were on the penalty kill and they had big crucial moments, Bordeleau was the guy out there, not Beniers. I don't know if Beniers is dealing with an injury or anything like that, but like I think it said a lot to me that how much the coaching staff trust him to kind of be that guy. So I think he does not have a contract because of NCAA rules. We both lean that he probably will be signing his contract once the Michigan season's over. And then
the thing there, though, is that if he signs his contract next week when when's the Frozen Four? Next week?
Not till the 7th, so it's not for a little while.
So if he signs his contract game after the moment after it ends, that burns up a year of his, because of the NCAA rules, that burns up a year of his ELC for what? Like
10 games. Yeah. So
this summer, like 20 days left. Yeah. I think you
wait till
sign him and don't play him so you don't burn it.
Yeah.
Or you just wait till the summer and sign him and bring it over. But there's no point in sending him back to Michigan. Just bring him over.
The only thing I could see is with all that top tier, one, if they don't win the championship, which I mean, and he wants to try to win a championship, especially with the terrible luck he's had, and if he wants to be like the guy next year, with Beniers, you assume Beniers is leaving, you assume Kent Johnson's leaving.
No, I wouldn't assume Kent Johnson's leaving.
But you assume some of these guys, if he wants to be like the guy. But again, I think I think he'll be on the CUDA next year with an outside chance to make the Sharks. So
it's also a good time to bring some of these guys together. So if you can run a top line of Robbins, Hogavox, and Coe, and then have
also
Bordeleau,
I wouldn't be surprised too, because I think there's a bit of a bromance with Eklund and Bordeleau, and if they both can get in San Jose,
Bordelo's not making San Jose.
Well, but I mean, just being around, like being in being on the Barracuda, you're still like you don't
have time.
I mean, you're still like, I think just being around, type of thing. So, we'll see.
They might live together, but they really won't hang out that much.
Yeah.
They're far too busy. I don't think there's any shot he makes the Sharks next year, unless he's like absolutely sick in camp. But like that doesn't really seem like their MO, especially when they have old creaky veterans still hanging around.
Yes.
Like I would much rather see Bordeleau and Robbins man the bottom six and just say, screw it, let's just try something, but that's not going to happen.
Nope.
Alex Young, Colgate University, 31 points in 39 games. He's also, I think this is like his 4th or 5th year at Colgate.
No, I think it's his 2nd year at Colgate.
Second. Wow.
Yeah, he's 21. Yeah,
that's confusing me. He's 21. He just turned 21.
Yeah, so it's his 2nd year at Colgate. He's going to stay there. So
yeah, he's a long shot to become a professional hockey player.
Yep.
At this point. And then finally, Timofey Spitzerov, University of Vermont, 3 points in 22 games. Finally.
No, there's the goalies.
I said finally of the NCAA. Well, we're doing forwards.
Okay. Sorry. Well, not just forward, because some of the goalies.
Spitzerov
doesn't have a contract, of course. Well, he's on NCAA. Yes.
Yes, but he's not signing after.
No.
He plays for Vermont, and he's not been very good. So he can just hang out. KHL, we got Emil Gallimov, who has 10 points in 36 games. Don't really know who this is. I'm assuming he's not coming to the Sharks.
Nope.
And then for some reason, Igor Spiridonov shows up again. Theo Jacobson, he's split his time between Allsvenskan, where he had 3 points in 37 games, and then the J20 National, where he has 32 points in 24 games.
No, I think he's staying over there.
Does he have a contract?
Does not.
Okay, yeah, I don't think he's really doing anything. We're not going to do the AHL guys because there's really nobody without a contract other than like Nick Cechek.
He's the one who I would keep an eye on. He might be on the Jake Middleton path to success, superstardom. So yeah.
Also, he's half Turkish, which is sick. Goalies, there's only a few. Big Chungus, big time. Magnus Krona, University of Denver. A less than sterling 909 save percentage, 2.16 goals against average in 35 games. Everybody likes him. He's big. He's mobile. Does he have a contract?
Does not, of course. Yeah. So he is actually, him and Bordeleau will be facing off here in like 2 weeks. So I don't know. I think with goalies, they probably let him go back for his senior year here and let him kind of develop some more. So yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. Mike Robinson, who played for the University of New Hampshire, but now plays for the Reading Royals. I think he's like 27.
Yeah, he's an old. Does not have a contract. No.
Yeah, he's just going to be an ECHL goalie that hangs around the system. Moving right along. Benjamin Gaudreau, the GOAT. Sarnia Sting, 36 games, 892 save percentage, 3.72 goals against average. Sarnia is awful. Does not have a... Did he sign a contract?
No contract yet. So... no, with goalies, you know how they just string them along. So you kind of,
I think they signed him.
No,
I'm saying they will.
Oh, you think they will?
I think in the summertime they will sign him and get him on a contract.
Makes sense.
He's been better than those numbers indicate. And he's
faced some ridiculous shot totals.
Yeah, like the other day he had like what was it, like a 1-goal game and he had like 65 shots against something like that.
Yeah.
I think they lock him up, especially if they have an eye towards him being an NHL caliber starting goalie or part of the future. I think they lock him up.
Yeah, I like how, because then you would kind of think like, okay, you have some form of Hill, Big Cap, and Reimer into next year. 2 out of those 3 as your Sharks. Then you have Sawchenko and Emond as like your Barracuda guys. Then you have, Magnus Krona and Gaudreau as your developmental guys. So, and then that's kind of your goalie pipeline there. So
yeah. So that was the contracts.
The contract boys.
Yes. If you would like to follow the contract boys on the internet, you can do that at Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Locked On Sharks.
People are passing us on our subscriptions.
Yeah. What the hell, guys?
We got passed by the Wild. I think the Canadians are going to be passing us soon.
To be fair, those are massive hockey fan bases.
Yeah.
And we're just a little hockey fan base that could.
Yes.
And our team is bad.
Yes.
Yeah. Locked On Sharks, YouTube, lockedonsharks@gmail.com, Locked On Sharks, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, wherever you get your shit. JD's at My Fry Hole.
Kyle's at Kyle Demetrius. Thank you for making us your first listen. Go check out the Locked On NHL now if you want to get a nice little taste of what happened last night in the NHL. Go check out the Fantasy Hockey Podcast if you want to get ready for the Fantasy Hockey Playoffs. Go check out any of the other amazing podcasts on the Locked On Network, such as
Locked On Mavericks. Luka Doncic.
He's very good. Bye, friends.
He's very good at basketball. Dirk Nowitzki. What a legend.